Hello students, welcome to digital class. Today we are going to learn about an exciting topic, folk religion. What does it mean by folk? Folk is nothing but informal word for people. Religion, already you know what are the religions followed in the villages. Let us understand in this session, when you feel sick for a long time, if you are not cured, where do you go? Which is your favorite god or goddess? Which god or goddess is worshipped in your village? So, children, let us understand in this session about the village goddesses or deities who protect. We believe that they protect us in our troubles and tribulations. If you are ready, let us start. I am sure children, after the completion of this session, you are going to know that the people also worship village deities. Collect more information about Katamaraju. Read the paragraph community worship of folk deities and comment on it. Locate the following places in Medaram and Jahangir Peer Dargah in Telangana map. Question the blind belief of villages in the name of worshipping village deities. Let us get into the core topic of this session, village deities and their importance. We shall also learn about Pochamma, Maisamma, Gangamma, Ellamma, Potaraju, Birappa and Katamaraju. We shall also learn community worship of folk deities. Importantly, we learn about Telangana famous or whole India famous tribal fair, that is nothing but Sammakka, Sarakka, Medaram Jatara. Moharram we learn about, and it is Pirilu and Urs. We also learned very famous Dargah, that is Jahangir Peer Dargah, which is close by Hyderabad, a symbol of religious tolerance. And finally, we shall learn about Telangana state festival Bonalu, in which all of us enjoy. The antiquity of folk traditions, the intermixing of village deities and high religious traditions, and finally we shall learn folk wisdom and higher religion. Many people in our country worship in big temples, churches and mosques. People also worship many village deities. Some of the deities belong to particular caste, villages or even particular families. Let us see first the village goddess Pochamma. Small shrine is dedicated to her under a neem tree with stone inside, and also people of all castes offer Bonalu on special occasions to Pochamma, and no priests are allowed, and people pray in their own language with according to their own traditions and customs. This is probably the Nalla Pochamma image. You can see some of the temples. They worship with flowers. In their own languages they worship and pray for good crop and good health. They keep away all infectious diseases by praying Pochamma goddess, and evil from families also has been chased by Pochamma goddess. Offer part of bonum, a chicken or a sheep to goddess for their festivals. Let us see Maisamma. She protects cattle arranged in cattle sheds. A niche is whitewashed and decorated with kunkuma called Maisamma Gudu. And also sometimes you can see Maisamma is erected on katta, that is nothing but the water tanks which are there in the villages. That's why goddess Maisamma is also called as Katta Maisamma. Stone on the tank bund is dedicated to Kattamaisama. Students, let's watch a video on Kattamaisama, which is located at Anajupuram in Suryapet district. Yeah, as you can see, this is a small tank situated in the village, that is tank bund. One way is there on that. As you can see, a stone which is smeared with kunkuma and turmeric powder, and they have worshipped this stone as Kattamaisama. As you can see, some rituals are made to Kattamaisama and pray that this tank is full in all the seasons, so that they can get good crops irrespective of season with the help of praying to this Kattamaisama. And also you can see beautiful fields alongside, and a small shrine is dedicated to Maisama on the tank bund, that is called Kattamaisama. People travel along that small shrine. Under the neem tree, you can see offerings of the people in small pouches, kunkuma and pasupu, turmeric powder, bells are given to goddess. They cut on special occasions chicken, and they hang the legs of the chicken to the neem tree as a offertory to that goddess. Not only that, sometimes in some beautiful festivals they cut some sheep or goats, they hang the legs, limbs of that sheep and goat as offering to Kattamaisama, so that cook the food here and distribute themselves, and some part is given to goddess. Yeah, students, you can see here this image is showing of Maisama. And let us see another famous goddess, Gangamma. Gangamma is probably the water goddess who protects fishermen who go out in the sea for catching the fish. Gangamma is believed that the poor and the orphans are protected by the goddess Gangamma. It is believed that the poor and the orphans are protected by the goddess Gangamma. Yeah, this is the image of Gangamma. Let us see another famous goddess in Telangana, Yellamma. She is also called as Poleramma, Maridamma, Renuka, Mahankali, Jogamma, Somalamma, and by other names which are famous in Telangana. She guards the boundaries of the village from evils and epidemics like cholera. Yeah, this is the image you can see on the screen about Yellamma image. And let us see male god which are very famous in Telangana is Potaraju. The farmers of Telangana believe that Potaraju looks after their agriculture lands and crops and protects crops from dreadful diseases, thieves and animals. The simple worship of this Potaraju is done during harvesting. During the time of harvesting, they offer coconuts and incense sticks to Potaraju, and he has sisters like Peddamma, etc. Yeah, this is the image you can see when women carrying bonalu, the Potaraju is leading the procession, lashing with whips and shouting, he goes ahead of his bonalu. Let us also study about Birappa and Katamaraju. Both are worshipped by the cowheaders. Birappa, a poor shepherd, fought to marry Kamarati with the help of his sisters. And also you know very famous story about Katamaraju, who fought against the kings of Nelluru for the grazing rights of the animal herders of that locality. Yeah, this is the image showing of Katamaraju. This image showing of cutting of goats and sheep during these festivals and honoring gods and goddesses of village areas. Animal sacrifices are common in folk festivals, results in killing thousands of animals. Killing of a bird or any animal is banned in Telangana, but let us all question that this act is not implemented to the fullest. That means so many animals have been slaughtered in the areas of these folk festivals. Community worship of folk deities. You can see folk gods and goddesses are local heroes or heroines, and they fought in defense of their people. They believed that they had special powers healing and fighting against the evils. Folk heroines Sammaka and Saraka, in respect of their sacrifice, you could find Jatara is celebrated at Medaram. Let us all watch and see Sammaka and Saraka is called Medaram Jatara. This is a tribal celebration in Tadwai Mandal, which is located in Jayashankar district at Medaram. The pilgrims from Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, they flock to this Jatara. That's how this has become one of the biggest tribal and rural festivals celebrated in honor of local goddesses in India. 1 crore people attend this Jatara once in 2 years. Let us look at Tadwai Mandal, which is there in Jayashankar district. Yeah, this is the image showing of exact location of Tadwai Mandal. The story of Sammaka and Saraka. It seems there lived Medaraju, the king of Polavasa, which is the place located in Jagityal district as of now. He is the contemporary of Rudradeva, Prataparudra I. Prataparudra I is the Kakatiya king, and he had a daughter, beautiful daughter Sammaka, got married to Pagididdaraju. Pagididdaraju was the king of Medaram area. The couple had 3 children, namely Saralamma, Nagulamma, Jampanna. Rudradeva declared war on Medaram as part of an extension of his kingdom against this Medaram king. Pagididdaraju, all his family members, including men and women, fought violently against the king of Kakatiyas. Sammaka, Saraka and Jampanna died in the war with Kakatiyas. Jampanna especially resisted Kakatiyas army not to cross Sampenga Vagu, Sampenga stream. He died in doing so, thus the stream named Jampanna Vagu. Every devotee who attend Sammaka Saraka Jatara, first they take holy dip in Jampanna Vagu and later they forward themselves to Sammaka Saraka platforms. That's how, in honor of their courage and sacrifice, the Medaram Jatara is celebrated in a grand fashion. Yeah, exactly, you can see the image of the platform dedicated to Sammaka and Saraka, where gifts are thrown, and they believe these tribal goddesses appease their all troubles and tribulations. The Medaram Jatara is 3-day fair celebrated once in 2 years. Caskets representing formless Sammaka and Saraka carried from forest to the platform. Devotees feel spirits and people offer Bangaram, is nothing but jaggery to the goddesses. Yeah, in the image you can see people bringing offers jaggery as Bangaram to the goddesses. And in not only in Hindu religion but also in Islam, they had some rural festivals. that means village festivals, are nothing but Moharram, that is Pirilu we call it, and Urs anniversaries are celebrated in the villages. Let us understand the Muslims also pay their respects to the heroes who fought against evil in rural areas. Especially Moharram is the Battle of Karbala, which is celebrated in Iraq, the place called Karbala which is there in Iraq. The grandson of Prophet Muhammad was killed fighting against the evil. That's why it is celebrated in the processions, that is nothing but Piri, held in Taziyas. Yeah, students, you can see on the image, these are called Piris, well decorated with a dome shape, having some colored or chamkis cloths which are there on this, and these are taken into procession in all the areas wherever they celebrate. And also Urs anniversaries of Muslim saints, that are nothing but, you can see, you can visit dargahs and offer flowers and chadars. The singing of qawwalis are there, and barakat or blessings of Piri or saints are expected from these pilgrims. Specific blessings for children or jobs. Dargah is built on the tombs of Sufi saints. They attribute miraculous powers and they are called karamats, which are there in their places. Yeah, you can see, students, here this is called dargah, which is built on the tomb of the saint. When he dies, the tomb is located inside the dargah. On the tomb, the dargah is built, and it is every year as the anniversary of that saint, it is celebrated as Urs. One of the famous dargahs in Telangana, you can find Jahangir Peer Dargah, a symbol of religious tolerance. It is located in Kottur Mandal of Rangareddy district. In 15th century, two brothers from Iraq, Syed Gausuddin and Syed Burhanuddin, preached and died in this area. That's why their followers built dargahs on their tombs. In the 17th century, Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, visited this dargah and appointed Ibrahim as Qazi of this dargah. Pilgrims visit on Thursdays and Sundays in large numbers. Urs is celebrated annually every Thursday after Sankranti for 3 days. On the first day, you could see Gandham is given to Urs. On the second day, Deeparadhana will be there, that is nothing but offering lights or candles to the saint. On the third day, you have Qawwalis program. Qawwalis is nothing but singing program dedicating or praising that saint who fought against the evil and died in that area on which dargah is built. This is the image of Jahangir Peer Dargah, which is situated at Kotturu. Irrespective of the caste, either may be Hindus, Muslims and from other religions, they participate in the Urs and they seek the blessings of that saint who had believed that had got miraculous powers. Some of the famous leaders, CMs and leaders from other states also come to this dargah and they pay their respects and offer chadars to this saint. Bonalu, one of the greatest festivals celebrated in rural areas of Telangana state. They cook food which is offered to goddess and shared among family members. Women carry gatams or ornamented pots to the goddess, and also they carry pots with neem leaves and accompanied by Potaraju. Yeah, you could see children here in this image. These are the pots with bonum and some neem leaves are there on the top, decorated nicely, and these are decorated, and women, men together accompanied by Potaraju, they offer this bonalu to goddess. Yeah, in this image you can see children, bonalu are accompanied by this Potaraju having whip in his hand, lashing himself and carrying forward. Let us watch a small video on Sri Kantamaya, which is dedicated to all the gouts. Yeah, students, you can see some chicken and a white water pot. Sri Kantamaya sitting on the horse, and this annual festival is celebrated by gouts, especially in Telangana. A shrine is dedicated to Sri Kantamaya, who is supposed to be protecting all the gouts, and they celebrate and dedicate, and Potaraju images also you can see along the side of Kantamaya shrine. Some goddesses like you can see here Pochamma, Maremma, Maisamma, shrines are dedicated to these goddesses. After cutting goat or sheep offering to goddess or Sri Kantamaya god, they dip their palms and they stuck to the doorposts of these shrines. Here you can see 3 shrines are dedicated to Sri Kantamaya and some of the goddesses, in front of which you can see Potaraju image. All these village goddesses are prayed to protect them from the evils, offer them prosperity, protect them from dreadful diseases which no doctor can cure. That's how. Have you enjoyed, students, watching Sri Kantamaya shrine? So based on some castes, based on some villages, based on their own interests, they go for offering of these gods and goddesses erected in villages. Yeah, students, you can see the antiquity of folk traditions. That means in the olden days, maybe some 2500 years ago, people used to pray to Nagas, that are nothing but snakes, trees, Yakshas, Yakshinis. Even Muslim farmers participate Hindu folk religions activities. All religious groups throng to dargahs for blessings, get tawiz for children. Folk wisdom and higher religion. During the time of Kabir Das, Yogi Vemana and many Sufi saints, they have got defined some of the village deities in their own way. They taught the values of higher religious in the common way to common people. They read and enjoy. You can read and enjoy some of the poems of Yogi Vemana from your textbook. Yeah, this is the image showing of Kabir and Yogi Vemana. These are the 2 people who simplified the religion and added humanity in the religion which is near to the people. Let us see some of the keywords. The first one, folk deities. Deities means gods or goddesses which are there according to the popular villages. The second one, Jatara, is nothing but a fair celebrated once in 2 years or annually. The third one, Urs, is nothing but the festival is celebrated for the Muslims on the death anniversaries of Sufi saints. The fourth one is Piri. Piri is nothing but the material which is used to celebrate, take as a procession during the time of Muharram. The fifth one, Bonalu. This is very famous festival dedicated to some of the goddesses in Telangana. Students, let us see some of the activities. Choose the correct answers from the following questions. The first one, dash goddess believed to protect fishermen from the sea. Gangamma, Pochamma, Maisamma, Yellamma. The second one, Sammakka and Sarakka are related. They are sisters, mother and daughters. They are mother-in-law and daughter-in-laws. They are cousins. The third one, Urs are the death anniversaries of dash saints. Christian saints, Hindu saints, Muslim saints and Buddhist saints. Students, we have come to the end of this session. So far we have learnt about how the village goddesses are respected in their own villages, protecting from their own diseases, evils, and some goddesses are respected for prosperity, crops and protecting cattle also. We have enjoyed looking at Sammakka Sarakka Jatara, how it came into existence, how the people celebrate. In the next session, we shall learn how the people are related to one another. In the next session, we shall learn about devotional paths to divine, and different philosophers have given their own way to reach God. Yes, students, for better understanding of the concepts, solve worksheets, please visit the official website of SIET for worksheets. All the very best. Thank you. Have a good day.